We have all heard that happiness is within, and so are all the negatives like anger, resentment, and sadness. But different exponents offer different explanations. Joseph Nguyen, the author of this book, Don't Believe Everything You Think, gives a psychological and very easy to understand explanation. He says, whatever we want or do, we are driven by feelings. We want to feel good, and that's why we do something or don't do something. Our job, we want to feel good. The movie that we watch, we want to feel good. Simply stated, we want to be happy. Everything around us, the things, people, happenings, each of us assign a particular meaning to it, and this assignment of meaning is different for different people. Something may be more important for someone, while that same thing may not hold that importance for the other person. And when we keep thinking on the meaning that we have assigned to that particular thing or situation, the thoughts mostly lead to a negative direction that leads to our anxieties and unhappiness. He concludes that the root cause of our suffering is our thinking. The author says the root cause of unhappiness is not what we are thinking, but the unhappiness derives from the very act of thinking. The author goes a step further to say that our happiness begins if we stop thinking. This may seem an impossible task. How can we human beings stop thinking? Is thinking by itself all that bad? Thinking gives solution to problems. I am not sure if the author is mixing thinking with overthink, because we know overthinking is problematic. But we find that when we are engrossed in particular work, something that interests us, something that fascinates us, we do not think. We become like a transmitter. That thought comes to us and we keep implementing those thoughts in our work. For example, when a writer is writing a book, thoughts keep coming and they keep writing. However, if the writer starts to think on each thought that emerges in their mind, then they won't be able to write even a page. They would get stuck and overwhelmed by their own thinking. The author has given a very interesting thought versus thinking chart, some of whose elements are: a thought is creative, positive, alive, and effortless, while thinking is destructive, negative, stressful, and laborious. The act of thinking derives from our ego, because our thinking is a result of our perception, and in the larger scheme, if we stop thinking, then it is also the elimination of our ego. In a way, this is also the concept of shunyata, the concept of void or non-self that derives from the teachings of the Buddha. Overall, this is an interesting book to read. Thank you for watching this presentation.